Finding that comfortable seat. You can be cross-legged or easy seat. I'm going to offer a mudra. A mudra is a hand position that cultivates different qualities. And this is the gesture of two faces for cultivating that deep relaxation. You'll take your pinky fingers together and the ring fingers, and then the rest of the fingers are going to be relaxed open. You're going to hold this mudra at the level of your navel, letting those shoulders relax away from the ears, letting the arms relax. This is a lot to hold this up. Feel free to hold this down in your lap. Again, the other three fingers, including the thumb, are relaxed, just open. We're not straining to keep them open. And just the ring finger and the pinky finger are gently touching at the tips. Find a comfortable seat, trying to align the head over the pelvis. Maybe tucking the chin a little bit, feeling grounded in the sit bones. We're making connection with that prop or the ground. Closing your eyes or having a soft gaze. And allowing yourself to kind of arrive. Notice how you feel in this moment at the start of practice. Notice what you're bringing to the moment, a memory or a fear, or emotion, something on your to-do list, something that happened earlier today, something that you have to accomplish later. Allow yourself to let that go. Mindfulness or meditation isn't an absence or emptiness of thoughts. It's recognizing the thoughts that are grabbing your attention, noticing them, and then kind of putting them to the side. Giving yourself a chance to rest from all that sensory overload. You will hold this for a little bit, so allowing yourself to connect with how you're feeling, how this mudra, how you're kind of attuning to this posture with the fingers and the hands. This is deeply relaxing, bringing that prana or that life energy, that source down to ground us. Calming the mind and instilling a sense of inner peace, inner calm. We have the lower chakras, the root chakra located in between the sit bones. That is our grounding and our stability chakra. And when we direct the energy down, we can get that sense of feeling supported. Knowing where you are in the space, knowing where your body is in space. And you can anchor in with the breath. You can send your attention to your feet or the sensations of what it feels like where you're making contact with the ground. You can anchor into how it feels with your hands in this position. Or you can anchor into the breath. Emphasizing the exhale this evening before practice. Noticing the length of the exhale in this moment, and hopefully relaxing to instill the exhalation longer than the inhale. Moving a little bit deeper into our meditation, notice your breath, gently direct it into the lower body, allowing the breath to be slow and serene. Allowing yourself to relax even more by visualizing yourself lying by a sea with gentle waves flowing softly, creating a soothing sound, mimicking the ebb and flow of your breath. Starting to link that inhale and exhale with the waves coming in and out. With each inhale, the waves maybe come and bathe your feet and legs. And as you exhale, allow all that tension from the lower body to naturally release. Notice if you're holding or gripping anywhere. Resting in the support of that ebb and flow of the breath. Maybe repeating this mantra silently to yourself. Bathed in gentle waves of comfort and ease, my entire being relaxes completely. Feel free to carry that mantra with you throughout practice. Bathed in gentle waves of comfort and ease, my entire being relaxes completely. And taking a few more rounds of breaths. If you have released that mudra, that is okay. If you haven't, slowly release the hands down and bring the palms down on the knees or the thighs or in the lap. Palms down is more energized or more grounding energy. Taking a few more breaths. Keeping that mantra in mind, keeping that ebb and flow of the breath, and extending that exhale. And we'll start off by taking a shared breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose, the deepest breath you maybe you've been able to take all day. Hold at the top, just for a moment. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. Slowly open up the eyes, coming back to the space. If you haven't moved towards the wall, feel free to do that now. You are more than welcome to have something underneath your pelvis, a little bit of padding or cushion, and you are more than welcome to have something underneath the head. Coming into legs up the wall, you'll come to, if you're on that cushion, come to the side. And you'll kind of walk yourself up the wall. If you have tight hamstrings, the back of the legs, you're going to want to be more at an angle against the wall than closer to 90 degrees. So trying to find your comfort level here. And slowly lower it down. Each shape that we take should be comfortable. So making any adjustments you need. There shouldn't be any pain or discomfort. Adding more padding, more pillows. And then legs are relaxed against the wall. Toes are relaxed. And you're letting your legs sink and get heavy into the support below you. Arms can be alongside of you. You can bring them out to a T. You can cactus them. Again, whatever feels right here. Take a few minutes to kind of get the wiggles out. And then returning to your body, to your breath, to that ebb and flow. Notice where you're making contact with the ground. How do your heels feel against the wall? How does your pelvis feel being propped up? Your whole back being held up by the floor. Do you feel your breath in the front of the body? And the movement, the subtle, gentle movements of the breath. Allow yourself to get so heavy that it feels like you're melting into the ground. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to be, but simply let go. Allow these props in the wall, the floor, hold you. we're trying so hard right now to keep ourselves together, and that's exhausting. So give yourself a break. In the shape, you're giving your feet and legs a break, our hips a break, our heart a break. This triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, the opposite of fight and flight, rest and digest, helping us find that deep relaxation, that inner peace, that inner calm. Notice when your mind tries to pull away. Maybe you hear sounds outside of your space or outside your building or in other rooms. And just know that noticing that is mindfulness in itself. And just gently guide the attention back to that image of the water or anything else that is comforting to you. Sensations of the breath, sensations of that support. Slowly returning to your space. Gently opening the eyes. Slowly start to bring the legs down the wall. And knowing that if you are elevated, just gently roll to one side away from that wall. And gently pressing yourself up to a seat, taking your time. The next shape that we will take is a supported child's pose. Grabbing that cushion or that bolster or that pillow or several pillows, depending on what you have. There's many options for this. You can have the bolster just flat on the ground. You can prop up one end. You can prop up the other end. Whatever height that you need so you can relax the torso completely on that support. And then making this more comfortable for the legs, you can have something underneath the knees or in between the legs. You can also take a blanket across to bring that closer to you. And I have my legs wide and toes aiming to touch behind me. Bringing this in between the legs. So when I rest down, my torso is completely supported. I would take my glasses off and bringing my one cheek down. Arms relaxed to the side. So then the shoulders can relax away from the ears and around that support. I will tell you when to turn your gaze the opposite way, so it doesn't matter what side you start on. Making any adjustments. And then returning to the breath. Bathed in gentle waves of comfort and ease, my entire being relaxes completely. Trying to anchor back into the body, back with the breath each time our mind pulls us away. We're trying to cultivate that perfect environment to receive the support that we're seeking right now, either from ourselves, from the props around us, or even from the people around us. These shapes are giving and offering us the experience of being cradled and protected. And this is something that only happens when we truly feel safe. So we want to create that safe environment for a restorative practice. Trust that what is underneath is truly there to hold you up. When we do this with our props, we get better at relying on the support of the ground in our day-to-day lives. Creating a deeper sense of stability and safety. Notice where you're making contact with the ground and the props. And let each breath rise and fall on its own. Rest your mind on the tide of your breath. Each pose, your attention will move back and forth between the earth-like qualities of your body and the fluid-like qualities of your breath. And if you haven't already, turn your gaze the opposite way to even out the throat. Slowly pressing yourself up and away from that support. You're going to keep that support how it is, unless you want to raise it or lower it. And you're going to spin to one side, maybe facing me first, so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to come to the side, so that end of that support is hitting our hip. You can keep that blanket there if you have that, and you can take a second one in between the legs. You have the choice to keep your legs that zigzag. You can even take them further apart, that you get a gentle stretch in the hip and the glute. Or you can bring them closer together and just stack that blanket in between for some padding. You're going to spin towards that bolster and taking a moment to just notice how this twist feels in the torso. Trying to release that tension, that gripping and that holding. Just notice maybe this is not comfortable at first, but know that it will get easier once you relax. So taking a breath here. We'll inhale and then exhale, release the torso down and bringing the gaze or bringing the cheek back down. The knees can face, or the gaze can be facing the way the knees are, or you can spin the gaze the opposite way for an astral twist. Again, relaxing and letting go. The support is there for you. Again, taking glasses off or not having AirPods in your ears. We'll do this on both sides, so it does not matter what side you start on. Let go of any unnecessary tension. Maybe you're gripping in the face or the jaw. Letting your attention be on the exhale, that out breath. Every breath out frees you up. Letting go of the need to control everything. And allow yourself to lean into your practice. Your practice, your breath is always there for you. Bathed in gentle waves of comfort and ease, my entire being relaxes completely. Slowly press yourself up and away from that support, and taking anything you use for the legs with you as you spin to the other side and readjusting. Again, gaze can be the way your knees are facing or be the opposite way. Legs can be further apart or stacked with a blanket in between. Letting go of all effort. Let the breath, or imagine the breath unraveling, untangling any lingering knots inside. Noticing how your breath feels. Maybe there's a pause in between the inhale and the exhale. The sign that you are letting go and you are relaxing, you are surrendering. Maybe the exhale has become longer than the inhale. taking the time to slowly press yourself up. Taking down that support. And you're going to come to a seat. You may need other props here, and feel free to prop up underneath the pelvis. You're going to extend the legs out long, and you can take even more support underneath the legs. You can roll up blankets here, keeping the knees bent to make this a little bit easier on your hamstrings. And then feel free to take any other props depending on how far you can fold. Depends on what props that you need. Make sure you're grounded and the pelvis is tilted forward. You get a little bit more space to fold. Again, my knees are bent and I'm relaxing forward. Feel free to have anything underneath the forehead here. We're not trying to find the deepest fold, but one that we can be comfortable and tune everything out. Forward fold, stimulate looking within. Again, relax the arm, relax the leg. Close the eyes and again come back to that breath. Where do you feel the breath in the shape? Feel the rise and fall. And if your tension is still trying to pull you away, the distractions or the noises, try to tune into the senses again, practicing that mindfulness. Are there tastes lingering in the mouth? Can you smell anything? With the eyes closed, can you see colors or shapes? Do you have music playing, or are you just listening to the sound of my voice or the sound of your breath? You can feel your breath or the temperature of the air or the props, the clothes on your skin. Allow yourself to come back and anchor into one of the senses. Or come back to that visualization of the water, the waves in and out. Letting them wash everything away. Taking your time to slowly roll up, letting the head come up last. For our last posture, we will take the supported heart opener and also butterfly with the legs, but also supported so you don't have to hold the knees up. You'll take one of the blankets and unroll it so you can roll it up nice and long, like this, and leave that towards the bottom. And then you can set up that support maybe how you had it before in the deer legs or the child's pose, or you can set it up higher with both blocks or what you're using as blocks. You can have something underneath the head. You're going to come to recline back, but before you do, take that long blanket. Bring the soles of the feet together like butterfly, and you'll take that blanket from the front, wrap around and underneath, and then you can pull the ends of the blanket in to tighten that, and that keeps the legs up without any support underneath the knees. If you prefer to have the legs long, you can take a blanket and just roll underneath the knees like we just did in that forward fold. Or if you want more support underneath the knees, feel free. And then feel free to take anything to cover up or have anything over the waist. If you have an eye pillow, you can have that over the face. You can rest your arms on anything if it's uncomfortable to have them hang, if your arms are up higher. Coming into our last shape, our last pose, Shavasana. Closing the eyes and finding that complete effortless surrender here. This shape makes room for the breath to expand into the chest, into the heart center. And hopefully being so relaxed that the whole body can just breathe the breath. You are completely heavy. The props are completely holding you up. You feel safe. You feel grounded. You feel centered. As waves of relaxation flow through my being, I rest in complete serenity. As waves of relaxation flow through my being, I rest in complete serenity. Slowly bringing your attention back to your space, to your mat, to your body, to your breath. Bring one hand to the heart and one to the belly, keeping the eyes closed. Welcoming your caring breath with your caring hands. Feel the rise and fall of the breath. And slowly rolling to one side. Pausing here to take any notice of how you feel, how your practice had an effect on you, how you feel from when you first came to the mat. Giving yourself the gratitude you deserve for taking the time for yourself. And slowly making your way back to a seat. Taking your time, letting the head come up last. Let the shoulders relax down, find that tall seat. Coming back to that mantra, bathed in gentle waves of comfort and ease. My entire being relaxes completely. Taking this feeling with you into the rest of your evening. Bring the hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Thank you for sharing your evening with me and Metro Yoga. We'll end our practice with a shared breath. Take a deep inhale in and let it go. From my heart to yours. Namaste.